You want me to put that on my Tudor?
Harry's wife. Stripped of their titles. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Continuing to educate you in relation to all matters narcissist, helping you understand the nature of narcissism and, of course, using Harry's wife as a prominent example. There have been repeated calls for Harry and Harry's wife to be stripped of their titles, primarily because they have nothing to do with the royal family other than throw pelters, and all they do is trade off that status for their own selfish means. It's a means of monetization. Harry's wife would be nobody without the fact of being Harry's wife. Although she regularly throws pelters at the royal family, she utilises the title Duchess of Sussex repeatedly because her narcissism believes that she's entitled to do so. She believes that she's special, elevated above other people. She believes that such a title is her God-given right, that she's entitled to use this, and that you ought to respect her because she's a member of the royalty, except when she chooses not to be. Many people are disgruntled, to put it mildly, with regard to such hypocritical behaviour. There are others who don't really give a fudge about titles, but recognise that if she wants to be a private citizen, why does she keep using the Duchess of Sussex everywhere she goes? There are many people in the United Kingdom who don't think that it's appropriate that they should continue to use the titles in light of their behaviours. Not only because they don't do anything in terms of supporting the royal family and discharging obligations toward the good burghers of Sussex, but moreover, that they simply utilise it for selfish means. Interestingly, when Harry was asked about relinquishing the titles, he basically said, what good would that do, demonstrating the arrogance that has infected him as a consequence of his involvement with his wife. Indeed, he's probably instructed by her who must be obeyed that if he were to relinquish the titles, he can say goodbye to ever to his pink pods. The Daily Mirror, which for some time has been seen as a bit of a PR puff piece location for the Sussexes, might possibly be having second thoughts about that. Maybe the Mirror hasn't had its bills paid. For there is an article written by Freya Hodgson which tells us, Prince Harry and Harry's wife should not keep their Sussex titles. You voted. Prince Harry and Harry's wife could have their Duke and Duchess title ripped away, as a Tory MP is set to introduce a bill to revoke their Sussex status. But what did Mirror readers think? Bob Seeley, Conservative MP for the Isle of Wight, said he would present a private member's bill to the House of Commons to get their royal status downgraded. The legislation would allow a vote to amend the 1917 Titles Deprivation Act, which was used to strip the German royal family of their UK status during the First World War. The duo retained their Sussex titles when they stepped down as senior royals in January 2020, despite losing their HRH styles. Mr. Seeley, who has criticised the couple's Netflix narcissism, accused Harry of attacking important British institutions, as well as trashing his family and monetising his misery for public consumption. I'm sure many of you will regard those as fair observations. This comes as Prince Harry's tell-all memoir, Spare, contained a number of damaging revelations about senior members of the royal family, including claims that Prince William physically attacked him. Oh, poor diddums. We asked Mirror readers if they think that Harry and Harry's wife should be stripped of their Sussex titles, and 95% of responses said yes. A total of 4,245 people voted in our poll, and around 4,025 respondents selected the option, yes, they have stepped down as senior royals. This opinion largely dominated the comments section. As one reader wrote, absolutely strip them of any connection to the monarchy. It should have been done a long time ago. While another added Their honorary titles should be revoked. The late Queen Elizabeth bestowed the titles. When they resigned as working royals, the Queen said they could not use their titles to make money, but they have, against her specifically instructing them not to. 100% take off them immediately. Please do not invite them to the coronation, as this is not a family get-together. This is for the people of the United Kingdom, and they do not want them there. This will all be about them, and a total historic disaster for the royal family, penned a third. Some users suggested that it would be honourable for Harry to give up his title voluntarily as a way to heal the rift within the family. Don't hold your breath on that. She who must be obeyed is not going to let him do that. A fourth reader wrote, I would hope that Harry would do the honourable thing, thank and wish his father the best, and respectfully decline to attend and give up his titles. I know chances of that are slim to none. Besides, if he did, a divorce would be on the cards, no doubt. While others highlighted that taking away their status could cause further damage. Can you imagine, though, how much they can kick off if their titles are taken back? No one will be safe from their opinions or their version of memories. I don't know what the answer is, but I'm not altogether sure that taking away the titles is it. Meanwhile, 4% of respondents voted no in the poll, with the option they are still members of the royal family. Taking to the comments, one user voiced, I believe Prince Harry and Prince Andrew should keep their titles. I admire them for their military service, and I'm thinking of the children they leave behind. It would be horrible to have them live with such a legacy. 95% have said, get rid of the titles. 4% said keep them, and 1% selected the option other. Not sure what that other related to. A resounding response from the Daily Mirror that they be stripped of their titles. 95% choosing that option. Such an outcome is not a favourable one at all, of course, for Harry's wife. Naturally, she will just dismiss the outcome of this survey, were she to have any due regard to it coming across her bows to begin with. She would just dismiss it. Narcissism rejecting it, saying, well, what do they care? What do they know? It's nonsense. What do people below the line think about it all? So, Shernin writes, I think they should lose their titles. They were the ones that wanted to step down. Instead, they've shoved their way into the spotlight and seem to try and get in the spotlight every chance they get. I'm very disappointed in the way they've acted, and I think Diana would have been unhappy with the way that they have acted. Blue Bunny 006 would give them more opportunity to play the victims. That's been their whole narrative so far. Bored to tears with the pair of them and their attention-seeking whining. May 23. No, Harry is royal by blood and not by politics. This politician should devote his time to addressing critical issues facing the nation and let go of trivial matters that portray him as a hater. Tigger 1. The minute they left the firm, they should have been removed. First Cheshire Lady. If you left any normal job, you'd be no longer permitted to use that title. Besides, Harry himself asked what difference it would make. If that's your stance, Harry, it won't matter a jot if you drop them either. Harry's levels of hypocrisy know no bounds. Dawn Allen, 100% stripped them of all titles. Terrible couple. Here goes. If the Sussex couple had any integrity, they would have voluntarily given up the titles they were granted when they were married, and they voluntarily abandoned their royal responsibilities. Lacking that integrity, they should have been stripped of their titles at that time. Carla, if Prince Philip had lived longer, these two would have been reined in and shut down. What a pity. Clearly, the views remain that they should be stripped of their titles, and it'd be interesting to see whether this Tory MP is able to gain some purchase in that respect with regard to a private member's bill removing the title. This shows, of course, the continuing dislike of Harry and Harry's wife, all, of course, based upon their conduct, not that Harry's wife will see it that way. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.